so I wore the wrong type of underwear in the pool. I, 24 male, hosted a friend from college, also 24 male, that I haven't seen since before the pandemic. Shortly after he arrives, we head to a local bar and grill in our neighborhood. We decided to do the 15 to 20 minute walk instead of drive so we didn't have to worry about leaving the car. I was joined by my roommate, 25M, and also a good friend, and his newish girlfriend, 22 female, who I don't know that well but I have always had friendly encounters with when we have hung out. At the bar drinks flowed freely and my friend seemed to really hit it off with our crew. We stayed longer than expected and it was fully dark and we were well buzzed by the time we decided to walk home. It was still hot outside when we got to the apartment complex, so my roommate suggested that we hit the community pool. The pool and hot tub were technically closed for the night, but it isn't too close to any of the units and generally no one cares if you are responsible and don't break glass bottles or anything like that. After debating whether to head back to our place to change first, my roommate insisted that we are all friends here and that we could all just go in the pool in our underwear. Everyone agreed on this, although my roommate's girlfriend announced, "You guys have fun with that," and proceeded to lounge next to the pool on one of the deck chairs and scroll Instagram. We strip down and hop in the pool and are having a pretty good time just messing around. After some time had passed, my roommate was chatting with his girlfriend and then quietly approached me afterwards. Apparently, his girlfriend was very uncomfortable with me wearing just briefs in the pool. Both my roommate and my friend were wearing boxer briefs, and she wanted me to go all the way back to the apartment and change into a swimsuit. I initially protested and said it was his idea in the first place and how everyone was in their underwear, and none of us cared, and what's the difference? It's not like my underwear was white/see-through or anything like that. My roommate asked me to go change for him as a favor so that it didn't turn into an issue between him and her. I was pissed but decided to let it go for the time being. When I got back to the apartment, an idea popped into my head when it occurred to me that I still had a swimsuit from when I used to swim on the club team in college. So I put on my Speedo and head back out armed with another six-pack for the boys in only a t-shirt, towel wrapped around my waist, and flip-flops. I get back to the pool, announced I had changed into my swimsuit, as requested, drop the towel and ditch the tee, and launch into a wicked cannonball into the pool. I can see a wry smile on my roommate's face, but nothing else was said about my choice of attire. We go on in the pool and a few minutes later she announces that she's tired and is going to bed. We stay out late, including more beers and laughs in the hot tub while the girlfriend was asleep at our place. Now to the comments. My favorite part is your roommate appreciated the compliance. I'm not so sure that he appreciated it as much as he couldn't really say anything since no one said it has to be swim trunks. You can bet he got an earful later. Worth it though, she can get bent. When I read the title, I thought it would go differently, as in you don't like what I'm wearing, then I just go without my underwear. But this was a better outcome. Nicely done. I thought it meant somebody was wearing underwear under their swimsuit and I was really confused. Some guys do that. I'm confused as to why briefs are worse than boxer briefs. They are just shorter in the legs. That's like the only difference. Unless they were like 2 sizes too small or something, it wouldn't have made a difference. Why is a guy in briefs worse than a woman in a bikini? Private parts are covered except maybe some ass cheek. She needs to stop staring at her boyfriend's friend and mind her dang business. Maybe Op has enormous genitals that cannot be contained within a mere pair of briefs. Not like my underwear was white/see-through or anything like that. Reminds me that my father could have one-upped the awkwardness for her. He owned a white Speedo that would turn see-through as soon as it touched water. Many family holidays I managed to suppress the memory, only for them, and the Speedo, to reappear at the next one. I think we have the same father. His had tiny red pinstripes, though. Not that it helped. While not entirely impossible, I think I know of all siblings that he could possibly been at the beach with. LMFAO, roommate couldn't say nothing so he just smiled. And Prob internally goes, that's my boy. OP replied, this is exactly what happened. Love to see it. Had images of a guy in a lady's swimsuit then until I saw Speedos. OP replied, Definitely a men's suit. Not something I would normally wear unless crushing some laps. You should have got out in an elephant trunk thong. Apparently, his girlfriend was very uncomfortable with me wearing just briefs in the pool and she wanted me to go all the way back to the apartment and change into a swimsuit. As soon as I read this I thought I would have gone and changed into my American flag Speedo. Glad to see we think similarly. In college my wife's friend was arrested for being at the beach in a black bra that was plain and far less revealing than the swimsuits others were wearing. Texas in the late 90s. I've heard that some beaches have weirdly strict laws as to what you can and can't wear depending on the city it belongs to and what laws its community has dreamed up to keep everything appropriate. Towel wrapped around my waist, any port in a storm I guess, but I'd have used toilet paper. Reminds me of the guy who was on The Bachelorette and all his former roommates started going to the press about how he never used the toilet and instead shat in a nest of TP he made on the floor. Wait, absolute F. Hey, my eyes are up here lady, don't be a perv. As a female myself I don't get what made her uncomfortable. Unless of course she was secretly attracted to OP and couldn't help looking at him in his briefs. She got up and left when he put a Speedo on because that was just too much. Of course, this is all opinion. Having 90% male friends and having seen most of them at one point in time in their undies, only one or two made me uncomfortable and was 100% because I was attracted to them. At least ladies don't spring a visible hard-on when attracted to someone. If a guy is interested, a sign springs forth. Lol. Lol, true, you poor guys. Power move. Love it. Budgie smugglers are appropriate pool attire for sure. Girl like that just wants to see if she can control a situation she has nothing to do with. I'm female, kinda confused. What's the difference between briefs and boxer briefs? I googled it and the boxer briefs cover like 2 more inches of skin than briefs. Was she scared of your thighs? I, female 42, had my 5 kids in the pool at a hotel once. We had the whole place to ourselves. Eventually the 6 of us were soaking in the hot tub. Some random dude comes in, towel around his waist, 40ish, clean cut, waves and says hello. Me and the kids wave awkwardly, but politely, as Canadians are supposed to. Next thing, he drops the towel and heads straight for the hot tub with us. Wearing nothing but a pair of Superman briefs, blue and yellow with a big S on the front. I didn't have to stare. The image burned directly into my brain. Nobody waited to be told to move. My kids noped out of there like there was candy and video games waiting for them upstairs. This is an example of wearing the wrong underwear into a pool. Edit to add, his underwear were briefs, quite worn, and somewhat see-through. I guess he had showered on the way in. It just felt awkward at the time. And explaining to 5 kids exactly what the most polite and appropriate response would have been, in the moment, would have embarrassed somebody, I'm sure. Probably the man. If I had to guess I'd say that he does this to get the hot tub to himself. Effective. Yet he seemed quite harmless and friendly, except for the glitch, shudder. Towel wrapped around my waist. I don't see how briefs are all that much different than boxer briefs. What's it, shows 2 more inches of thigh. She sounds like a buzzkill. I was really hoping you were going to say you happened to have a Borat-style mankini left over from Halloween one year. Speedo definitely works though. Did you grow your beard out while you were changing so you didn't cause your buddy to have impure thoughts?